watching you on Bartender or Royal Palm? Like, what are their thoughts? Do they tune in?
We didn't want to take the risk of waiting to see who could come. After a while, I'm get so used to it. It's like daddy on TV. Anything in the fridge? Because I remember distinctly my ex-wife who decided to spite me. Sent our son, that's my second son, to Arden on purpose.
What is wrong with Arden?
Nothing. But I went to KC.
Oh, okay.
And my last son, who just is going to be 20 in October, went to KC. He then will be a third generation. My father went to KC, my brother and myself went to KC, and then my son. And he's one generation too late. And that one is bigger brother should have been there. But it's as though my ex-wife decided, everything we have had acrimoniously, watch me pay you. I'll have no fury like that of a woman scorned. If you go to Jangas, Troy, who is my second son, play music there. And running the risk of sounding bumptious is very good. But I did a scene in Royal Palm when he just started going to Arden. And Lenny, having a sense of humor, had me dancing in the bedroom for my then wife, God rest her soul, Christine Bell, to try and spice up the sex life. So Lenny put me in a leopard print G-string.
A leopard
print G-string.
G-string.
And my son Troy came home, and it's the first time I have heard him utter profanity, not even so much in my presence, but to me. Troy came in and looked up and go, "Daddy, how the fuck?"
Something all right?
I'm like, what? I have girls walking all over the campus going, "So, you wear G-string too?"
Something all right, yeah.
And that must have been very embarrassing for him.
I'm sure he got over it.
Eventually. He's still talking to me, so I guess I'll
Safe to say. So, Robert, can you tell us about yourself outside of playing the character Mullings? I mean, you shared your family, you've shared being in the military for 45 years.
Not that much, but 43 years ago I joined.
43 years ago you joined. Okay. You also shared that you graduated from Jamaica
School of Art.
You shared with me earlier that you've done some paintings, and you shared just now. Outside of, wearing all of these hats, or maybe you could expound on some of these things. Who is Robert?
I write songs. I'm the only Jamaican songwriter to have won the Caribbean Broadcasting Union Songwriting Contest.
Oh, wow.
Junior Tucker had a song that got him signed to, I think it was Virgin, called African Sunrise. They used the melody of it when IRFM just started. I wrote that. Chalice, who I used to be around with a lot, had a song called Youth Man on the Corner. I wrote that. And there are a couple of other things that I wrote. You call it a ghostwriter. They want the song, but they don't want to give you the credit. So they pay you a one-time buyout, and that's it. I write poetry when I feel melancholy. I used to be the lead male singer for Sonny Bradshaw's big band, and I used to be on the North Coast doing cabaret. Until one day I woke up and wondered, which hotel am I in? Which room number is this? And I told the entertainment coordinator, this is my last room. She was amused, but she didn't laugh when I finished the show. We did it my way and walked out. I do VIP security. I have bodyguarded 3 prime ministers and Louis Farrakhan. I have bodyguarded a number of artists. you're probably too young to know them, but Manhattan, Ray Goodman and Brown, whole 9 yards. I've traveled between doing work for the Jamaica Football Federation as their director of security, and others. I've been to 69 different countries.
69 different countries.
And people say I stopped traveling like that because I like the number. But I tell people all the while, you show me a husband who won't, I will show you a neighbor who will.
Okay.
But I've learned a lot in the traveling, and a lot of priests don't like what I've learned in the traveling. Genesis says he bent down to make man in his own image, scooped up the clay of the earth, molded it, and breathed breath into it. I have been to 69 different countries and I can't find a white clay.
Well.
So if he made man in his own image, there it is. And every time priests start to argue me, or preachers or whatever, they get very exasperated because I ask them a simple thing. The dictionary says holy is defined as pure, unexpurgated, unchanged. Yeah? How you can have a version of a holy Bible?
I don't see that. I mean, I personally feel like when it comes to the Bible or the Christian religion, it's up to interpretation.
And interpretation
right?
are like rectums. Everybody have one, but it depends on what's come out there.
Right. I don't know. I think there's logic to be had in a lot of things that we read and look into. And that's just a figure of speech, in my opinion, the molding into clay based on the theory of human evolution that we are, derived from microorganisms.
Which you prefer? The dirt, color is debatable, or the monkey?
Microorganisms.
Microorganisms.
Yes.
That explains how the brutes walk around.
Yes. I personally think that would explain a lot of things. And
then you can probably find people who will debunk it.
And I'm sure. I mean, isn't that what people are out to do? Debunk things and to bring realization to other things. That's kind of what science really is. It starts as theory until it becomes fact.
It all depends on how you want to tailor it. I can make anything mean anything.
Anything.
I remember looking at a big accountant one time and say, how much is 1 and 1? And say, how much you want it to be. Says it all. But a lot of people, for instance, in the enjoyment of Bartender, haven't quite picked up on what's happening with Bartender. Bartender is mirroring what is happening in society.
And I was just about to ask you that. A lot of the stories that you see being told on Bartender, how important do you think it is?
They're ripped from the headlines.
That space, yeah.
They're ripped from the headlines. And it doesn't say the writers or authors of Bartender have this opinion. It says these are the facts. And it creates a thought process, which is very important. Most, especially Jamaicans, don't see. They see a spoon-fed them something and them just...
Yes, it pushes you to think independently and it creates dialogue, among the fans. You see that. You see them having
I watch
discussions.
The comments. Yes.
Yeah, and I think that for sure is very important.
Because a lot of the fans, for instance, have bad experiences, romantically or otherwise, and the minute they see a glimmer of it in expression, interpretation of that thing, oh God, man, they jump on board. Your character has a long road to hoe because you're seen as you're broke up man marriage.
Do you believe in the word?
The thing is, his problem with his woman started long before anybody became aware of the fact that you existed. And Patsy has a way of being vindictive. Worse when she starts, yes, Mr. Water Commission, sir. And you wonder, why do you love him? Do you love him? Are you in love with the thought of being in love with him? And you have his daughter as a benchmark for your being a mother.
Right.
But what does that say? You want to make her, mold her into your image.
Adults are sewing.
Somewhere, not too far from here, there's a woman who is behaving same way.
The same.
Same way. Now you come along and you don't fit the stereotype that, and figure, so if you came along and you were a browning and fancy hair and thing, the Guan star, but you're an African princess. And they're looking at you like, where you come from?
Yeah.
And it's almost tantamount to them hating themselves. And then not many people write it, but they're sitting in the wings, egging you on because they see themselves in you.
Right.
You have brought something to the screen that says the stereotypical levels of attraction don't apply, but it don't make you any less attractive.
Onto something a little bit more light or a little lighter. What would, if Mullings were to have a catchphrase, what would that catchphrase be?
Let me try to help you with that. Anytime Mullins sees somebody and he's going to pronounce the law according to Mullins, he prefaces it with,
Let me try to help you with that. Okay. If Mullings were to have a love interest on the show, who would that love interest be? Or if you could create that, I mean, you were creating it earlier, but who would that love interest be?
I don't think there's anyone currently in the cast that would fit the bill that wouldn't appear inappropriate. The person would have to be capable of dealing with the truth unvarnished without a need to call a girlfriend and say, "Dear, let me tell you what this man does." They have to be tough enough that if you say there's a gun in the glove compartment, you shit it the fan.
Yeah.
Which means that if it was by choice, Mullins needs a woman who is more interested in being a person than a woman. In other words, being a partner is not just how much sex you can have. Being a partner means that that's your sanctuary when your mind needs a rest. That's your place that you can be soft with. But not soft enough that they can take advantage. I don't know. I haven't seen anyone within the cast or on the fringe of the cast that could fit that in.
Well, maybe our director will surprise us, right?
Maybe.
So we see a lot of young people in the creative industry, right? We see a lot of them trying to, create different stories, to tell these stories through various, not just through TikTok, right? But also different shows, series and so forth, podcasts and whatever. How important is it for the industry to be properly funded and supported? Because we hear a lot of complaints about that. That's always been the case, and we see that happening still. Where do you think where are we in that space?
Orville has proven what you can do with little. You have some people who give a lot and they give you a little. You have to have someone who has vision to see the storyline, see the direction, and relentlessly guide it there. Theatre is not a democracy. Theatre is a dictatorship. But then you need actors and actresses who are willing to sacrifice themselves, the individual, for the role.
Right.
And not many youngsters want to do that, because when they're on the road, they realize that they are going to get identified with the character they're playing. I tell people this story all the while, where I'm in Ocherios, it's called General Foods, years ago. And I'm trying to get something at the cash register and thing, and a little old lady come behind me and touch me. I said, "Excuse me, sir." So I said, "Yes, madam." And she said, "You come on TV, don't?" I said, "Yes, madam." And she said, "You come on Royal Palm?" I said, "Yes, madam." I said, "You're the one with the dead house name." She said, "You for sure?" And she reached in her basket and take out a hard bread and start beating me. Boof, left tiny whiny alone. Boof, you're too wicked. Boof. And I said, "Lady, chill out, it's just acting." She said, "No, you do it too good, you must answer for true." The woman is shame of you. You have some people who swear blind that Vanessa is Vanessa. That whisper is whisper. Mullings is Mullings. But if they find a reason to love or hate you, as far as I'm concerned, the rest of them life, that's who you are. And they don't want to let go of that, because letting go of the illusion spoils it for them.
Right.
So you have to make the sacrifice. Who are you? The character or the person you woke up this morning? And that determines the difference between a professional actor or actress and somebody who's trying.
Right. So to add to that, can you give us some advice for young people who want to get into this space and to grow independently, grow as an individual and to grow as creators? What is the advice that you would give?
Work. 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 Find yourself a way to absorb all the knowledge you can. You're not using it immediately. Put it in a storeroom. And when you're ready, you pull it out and you use it. Paul Campbell, when he was doing Lunatic, lived on the streets out of garbage cans.
Oh yes, I know that.
And people like, "This boy mad." Yes, that's who he's playing.
That's method acting though.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not many people can do that. But you need to be able to decide, are you the actor or actress, or are you the individual that you were born as?
Yeah.
If you can't drop the individual you were born as, when you take up a role, you're not going to be very convincing. And if you don't convince yourself, we buried money here the other day, and I keep telling people, I remember distinctly being on set with money. And then Lenny says, "Cut." And I figure, okay, so I'm going to go mischievous now. And I reach out and chuck money in them chest and say, "Thank you, bad." And money went off the deep end. "You don't do the darn like that. What the hell you think you there?" And I have to hold him. And I'm like, somebody said cut? But he was serious. He had not yet surfaced to Monier. He was still down in Sunny Beach. And that means that's a whole heap of immersion. Ask yourself, where is the line in the sand between you and Vanessa? Because there are certain things that Vanessa looks like she's, what you'd call it, naive to. You'd never get caught at. And it's a little difficult sometimes for you to convince in the play. Naive to. Really. And well, you don't get Google Gaga. Vanessa is Google Gaga. Until recently she got, when people feed you. But I hope I've managed to open the door slightly into where I am and where I come from.
Oh, definitely. This was a very enlightening conversation. Thank you so much.